Hi everyone, my name is Jim Hewitt, and in this video I want to talk a little bit about the EtherPad utility and why we might use it and how it can be helpful for our weekly discussions. So to begin with, I'm going to go into the Week 1 conference, and there are 3 sub-conferences in here, Group A, Group B, and Group C, and for each of these conferences I've set up an EtherPad. So let's look at Group A. Okay, so you'll notice that when you go into Group A, the EtherPad appears here on the right. Now, we have here a very interesting discussion on the left-hand side of the screen. And one of the problems with threaded discussions in computer conferencing environments is that they tend to generate a lot of different ideas, but unless somebody takes responsibility for consolidating those ideas, you tend just left with a whole collection of ideas and no way of bringing them all together. So that's what the EtherPad is for. The whole idea is to use it as a place to collect all of the key thoughts that occurred during the discussion. Now the EtherPad can be edited by anyone, and so the idea is, as you go through and have your discussion, you continually go over to the EtherPad and update it with things that you think are salient about the discussion that need to be preserved, that summarize what the discussion as a whole has been about. So let's take a look. Let's suppose we go into the mind-body duality, and we read a note here by Melissa. And Alana also talks about that. Now, I don't know too much about this subject, but let's suppose that I wanted to record some of these ideas in the EtherPad. What I would do is I'd go over here and first enter my name, and I'd say, perhaps as one of the big ideas, it appears that the notion of a mind-body duality is still evident in modern medical practices. I don't know if that's a good summary or not, but that's just something you might write. And so Melissa might write this as she writes down her ideas. And as people go down through the discussion, they would continue to update this. Sometimes you might decide to change something that somebody else has said before. And we provided you ahead of time with some of these headings: concerns, reservations we might have, what we don't understand yet, and so forth, just to as scaffolds, so you can decide whether your ideas belong in one category or the other. Now, there are kind of a number of neat things that you can do with EtherPad. First, several people can work on the EtherPad at once. So if you're typing up here and suddenly you see type appearing down here from somebody else, don't be surprised. 2 or 3 people might be working on the EtherPad all at the same time. If you want, you can go back through the timeline over here. Let's see if I can, the time slider, to see what the discussion looked like earlier. So for example, if I slide this time slider back, you can see my words disappearing as we go back in time or go forward. Now the cool thing about this is that if you write something and then somebody else perhaps edits it and you don't like what they've done, you can always go back to your original text and make a copy of it. So nothing is ever really lost in the EtherPad. There's a record of everything that happened, everything that was changed, all the things that were added. So the idea is, again, as you go through your group discussions each week, to continually update the EtherPad. Be sure to sign in when you start, and every person who signs in will be given a different color of text. And then at the end, what you should have is a really good summary of what you've talked about in your discussions. Okay, thank you.